Discover the best in local business news with a subscription to the IBJ and Inside Indiana Business. For a limited time, try us out for just $1 a week for 8 weeks. Claim this limited time offer now at ibj.com/trial offer.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Monday, April 13th, 2026. I'm Alex Brown. Indianapolis-based New Hope of Indiana kicked off the public phase of a $4 million capital campaign today with the goal of enhancing its campus on the city's northwest side to better serve individuals with disabilities. CEO Allison Wary says the effort comes a year after the nonprofit acquired the campus from Ascension St. Vincent.
It was really our opportunity to redevelop it, and it's called the Imagine More campaign because we uniquely asked the individuals we serve, you guys imagine more. What do you want?
The campaign will fund key improvements to the 14-acre campus, including a new multi-purpose space, a commercial kitchen, expanded and inclusive outdoor areas, and renovations to improve accessibility. A venture capital fund for Israeli startups that are seeking to expand into the United States will receive an investment from Governor Mike Braun's administration. The Indiana Economic Development Corporation has committed $15 million to Iron Nation 2 as part of an Iron Nation Indiana partnership. Israel-based Iron Nation aims to raise at least $60 million for the fund and invest in about 20 high-tech startups. Franklin College has launched the public phase of a 5-year, $40 million comprehensive fundraising campaign called Franklin Forward. The college said the funds will be used to increase the college's endowment, complete the renovation of the Elwood Fitness Center, and shift its financial model toward greater reliance on philanthropy. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gary Dick, coming to you this week from Northwest Indiana, Jeffersonville, Muncie, South Bend, in downtown Evansville, Terre Haute, Fort Wayne, Richmond, from one of the state's key entrepreneurial and innovation hubs, 16 Tech. Inside Indiana Business, Indiana's business news leader.
The union representing staff at the Indiana State Teachers Association has filed multiple unfair labor practice charges with the National Labor Relations Board, alleging ISTA management intimidated and retaliated against staff.
The Indiana Professional Staff Organization, or PSO, represents unionized professional staff employed by the ISTA, itself a labor organization for thousands of Hoosier educators. The charges allege that ISTA management retaliated against 3 PSO members for protected union activity as they sought to bargain with management about a restructuring plan. The plan included major changes to frontline staff roles and responsibilities, and was developed without meaningful transparency, bargaining, or broad input from ISTA members and local leaders, according to a news release from PSO. When PSO objected, the union alleges ISTA management retaliated against several members and refused to provide requested information or bargain with the union. The unfair labor practice charges allege ISTA placed PSO President Rick Scalf and Vice President Anita Vernon on administrative leave on February 23rd, as the union sought information about the restructuring plan. 2 weeks later, ISTA placed UniServe Director Kim Fidler, who works with local teachers unions on behalf of ISTA, on administrative leave. ISTA then notified Scalf and Vernon of its intent to terminate them on March 16th, according to charges filed with the National Labor Relations Board. A hearing on their employment status is expected this month. The union says it attempted to resolve conflict with management privately before pursuing grievances and legal remedies through the NLRB, which investigates unfair labor practices. Abriana Herron, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
When Nicolette Zabuna arrived at Holy Cross College from Uganda as a freshman, she watched other students raise thousands of dollars for projects they believed in. This spring, she's doing the same, pitching a campus garden that could one day feed her fellow students for free. As part of the college's annual Day of Giving, Zabuna's Common Home Club is seeking more than $4,700 to equip an existing plot of campus land with tools, compost infrastructure, and a storage shed capable of sustaining a garden.
We basically want to make the garden are like a 4-season garden where students can always come in to be part of the whole project all throughout the year, not just during the summer.
The club's longer-term target is to produce 2 tons of food annually, with harvests going directly to students living in campus apartments. Indiana's ag bioscience sector encompasses more than 5,400 businesses and establishments, employs more than 52,000 workers, and contributes an estimated $22.4 billion to the state's GDP. A new report from Agronovus Indiana takes a closer look at the industry and opportunities, which CEO Christy Wright says are enormous.
It's an exciting time to be in Indiana right now. And if we do this all right, then Indiana will be the heartland's answer to Boston, to California, to North Carolina, really by drawing on all of the assets we talked about in plant, animal, and human health, as well as our ability to not only invent, but to make and move the innovation that we have here.
You can connect to the report at InsideIndianaBusiness.com. Daymar Services CEO Jim Dalton is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports and entertainment, and beyond. Available now on the IBJ Media app or your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.
I'm Tiffany Souter, mom of 4, wife, entrepreneur, and host of the Life of And podcast. For years, I built my life with brute force, a successful business, a growing family, and absolutely zero margin. I was tired, snappy, and felt constantly behind, and I was too afraid to admit it. Everything changed when I stopped trying to do more and started building systems that actually worked for my real life. If you too are craving more peace, more presence, and just more time for you, I'd love for you to join me on the Life of And. Subscribe now on your favorite podcast app or listen at ibjpodcast.com.
Your commute just got smarter. Turn drive time into growth time. The IBJ Media Podcast Network gives you front row access to leaders shaping Indiana's economy, culture, and future. No filler, just smart, relevant local storytelling you won't get anywhere else. Find all of our shows by searching IBJ Media in your podcast app or visit ibjpodcasts.com.